And happy Sunday, last day of August. And look at these beautiful clouds. This is going to be a pleasant day with a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of sun. Actually, a lot of sun, but get a little break. Love that. Well, I have been pretty busy the last couple days. I've been working on some deep cleaning projects and some organizational projects while my husband's been traveling. My husband is bowling a tournament in Ennis, Texas. And yesterday, hey, Dancing Audrey, good morning, welcome back. Yesterday he shot a 300 in the tournament, so that's pretty awesome. I think him and his friend Rick are probably 4th or 5th so far. They bowl again today, and I wish him good luck. Yeah, so we've been busy doing projects, and today, after I walk Miss Meg and water the garden, gotta fertilize, right? I fertilize once a week. I'm gonna do some sewing. I'm gonna pick back up on that sewing project I have going, making some ball caps, and it would sure be great if I could start cutting out some of the other hats too. We'll see. I always think I can do more than I can, but I do as much as I can do, right? But first things first, Miss Meg is gonna get her walk, and we're gonna take care of that garden. We had another cucumber in the garden, so yesterday I had a cucumber sandwich. Oh, they are so good. I'm probably gonna have another one of those today, later today. If you check out my short videos, you can see how to make a cucumber sandwich. If you've never made one and you want to try one, they're super refreshing in the heat and flavorful and fast and quick to make, really. So good. So we're just enjoying this beautiful morning. Little slow wake up, some hot tea, and getting out to walk before it gets too warm. It kind of heated back up on us a little bit, but not deadly hot, so that's good. I tell you, we had a couple days where we got quite a bit of rain, and our garden is looking so wonderful. All the eggplant is starting to flower again, getting a few more tomatoes on, so pretty excited about that. And our grapevines are doing fabulous. It's the first year I planted them on the hottest wall, and they just love the heat, which is remarkable. Almost nothing likes that hot wall. Cactus, roses, not much likes that hot wall. So the grapes have found a permanent home on the hot wall in our yard. And look at this. This is like the best kind of day, right? Here in the desert. Vignac Deluri, or Vignac Dury? I apologize if I didn't say that right. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for the hearts. We're just out walking. We're in the desert of southern Nevada, getting our day started. Miss Meg and I, and a little later we got a few gardening chores. We are in southern Nevada in the United States of America. How about yourself? I do not have WhatsApp. Sorry. Are you trying to sell me something? Usually when people want to know if you have WhatsApp, they're trying to sell you something or scam you, right? But welcome to the channel. Tell you, this little bit of cloud cover makes it about perfect out here. Just beautiful. And I've been seeing a lot more people out walking since our temperatures came down to around 100. A lot more puppies. I'm really surprised this mesquite tree is actually putting on more pods. I'm done harvesting them for the year. And those ones are too high for me to reach, but that's pretty cool, actually. I'm surprised. Oh, you're from Fort Worth. That's awesome, Dancing Aubrey. My husband's currently in Ennis bowling a tournament, so I've been to the Fort Worth, Dallas, Plano area a couple times to watch him bowl. I haven't been on a trip to do that since we got our dog Meg. Oops, I gotta get a bag out. She's gonna do her business. And we clean up after our doggie. So give me just a moment. Do you like living in Fort Worth, Dallas? Or Fort Worth, Audrey? Just a moment here. All right, got that out of the way. Meg, let's go throw this away. Let's go get a trash can. One time I went to a tournament with my husband in Houston, and I could not believe how humid it was. It was the weirdest thing. You walk on the floor and your feet stuck. That was a little hard to get used to. That was in a hotel room with laminate flooring. I don't think Fort Worth and Dallas are that humid though, right? Houston's more coastal. Houston might be one of the more humid places I've been. Like, I think it felt to me more humid than Hawaii, but I could be wrong. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad you like it there. Yeah, I enjoyed traveling to Texas with my husband back when I was still traveling with him. We haven't done any road trips since we got Miss Meg. I'm kind of hoping we could get her used to going for a little bit longer drives. Right now she'll go to the coffee shop. She thinks that when she gets in a car that somebody's going to abandon her because she went to the shelter 3 times the first year in her life. Poor thing. She is a wonderful, happy girl now. Most of the time. She can still get scared, and I think that's pretty common with animals that have been abandoned and abused, that they can develop phobias. Like right now I can't get her to go out in the backyard. And so it is what it is. I'm getting more exercise. The walking does a body good. It's the longevity exercise. Almost anybody can do it. Almost anybody. I even walked when I was pregnant. I walked up until 7 months. And then I had to quit. Wow. I was worried because it took me a while to get out here this morning. And now it's like it's perfect, right? So that's pretty lucky. It looks like we have some bike riders, but I think those are electric bikes. Those things are cruising. We'll just get up here out of their way. Morning. That looks like fun. I'm not sure that kids that age should be out by themselves riding electric bikes, but they look like they're having fun. They have their helmets on. They're in a group, so that's a good thing. So Dancing Audrey, are you doing any dancing today? Oops, don't get mommy. Boy, she loves to dig. Not seeing any rabbits this morning. I saw a bunch last night. Took Meg out for a walk at sunset. Don't walk in the dark, but walk later in the day. Hey, Will, welcome back. How you doing today? Are you having a nice Labor Day weekend? What you up to? Doing good. Doing good. I've mostly been doing projects. Well, actually, I should say housework kind of projects. But today, once I'm done fertilizing the garden, I'm gonna get back on working on this hat project I'm doing. Oh, you're about to work out. That's awesome. I went to the gym yesterday. Mr. Painter is bowling a tournament in Texas. And yesterday he shot a 300, which is pretty awesome. And somebody got a video of it for me, which is even more awesome. I hope you have a good workout. Do you use Planet Fitness? That's a gym we go to. Planet Fitness is very affordable, and I love that you can use it around the country if you have the Black Card membership. So my husband just has the regular membership and I have the black card membership. So that if we ever travel together, we can go to the gym. Oh, you have a home gym. That's awesome too. We have a few things for exercise in the home. Like this, it's an ab coaster, I think. No, it's not an ab coaster. It's like an ab thing that has like a neck rest and you hold onto it above your head. And it makes it really easy to do crunches. And we have some free weights and like some bands. So if we ever are too busy to go to the gym or can't make it to the gym for some reason, maybe one of us is sick, it's nice to be able to work out at home too. All right, let's go. She is fired up this morning. I tell you, she woke me up twice. When Mr. Painter is traveling, she barks if she hears any noise at all. She's a great watchdog. There go the birds. Oh, here comes the kids again. I didn't realize they made electric bikes for small kids, but they got their helmets on. They look like they're enjoying life. Aw, she's gonna get excited now. Little Yorkie over here. Good morning. Maybe they'll eventually get used to each other. It's hard to say. Have a great day. We had a little bit of cooler weather. Like it's come off of the 112 and the 110. It looks like we might get a 108 at one point, but this week, although I've noticed the forecast seems to change twice a day. But it's coming down. It's not as hot as it was, so it's actually a lot more pleasant. And we had 2 days where it rained pretty good, and the garden looks so good. Those eggplants were looking kind of fried, which is amazing because they're very heat tolerant. But now they're all green again, and they're putting blooms on, so yay, happy for that. They will produce right up until when it gets pretty cold. Well, cold for this climate, but how about yourself? How's the weather where you are? I was hoping those rangers would put on a bunch of blooms because usually when we get rain and humidity here, they bloom, but I'm not seeing that for some reason. It actually does still feel humid today. And I see a bunch of clouds back over there near the lake. Oh, so your temperatures have come down quite a bit. I was watching something on the weather about how northern areas were having kind of a cold front come in. Is that what's happening where you're at? Some places outside of Fairbanks, Alaska are already getting some snow, if you can believe that. It's probably higher elevation. It saved you from the heat, right? Good morning, Mateo. You know, I used to be a runner and I love that as well. I do miss being able to run, but it kind of crosses over to walking too. You can definitely tolerate walking in higher heat than you can running, but it's nice that it's, come down off of the highs. Oh, you're trying to get better? Oh, that's right. You had mentioned to me before that you had taken up running. You know, when I first started running, it was hard. It's one of those things. How many days have you been running? All summer? It takes time, and a lot depends on, your feet. In fact, if you're ever running in a lot of heat, this is going to sound really weird, and I say heat because if you have friction on your feet or if your feet sweat when you're running, you can get blisters pretty bad, like in racing. So when we used to run the Equinox Marathon and some of the other like half marathons and other longer foot races, we would actually put Vaseline on our feet and then put our socks on. And that actually would stop you from getting blisters. It feels really weird when you do it, but you won't get a blister on your feet. Because I know a lot of times when you're not used to running, it's easy to get blisters. And I would say what you put on your feet is the most important thing that you're wearing. I remember seeing when I was young, seeing people that would run barefoot, and that's pretty crazy because then your body doesn't get any cushioning at all. I can't imagine how much damage I would have done to my joints doing that. Oh, your dog is too big, Matteo, because he's a cane corso? Yeah, when I was seriously running, I would change my shoes out twice a year. And that can be a little bit expensive, so you have to look for sales. Especially in Alaska, it was very expensive. But that's one thing that you have to have, especially if you're doing any distance, because it just really, really is hard on your joints, your hips, your knees, your ankles. In time, it's something that you'll feel. And some people, it bothers their back too, but thankfully I didn't really have any back issues from running. But yeah, I did do a little wear and tear on those head and shoulders, knees and toes. Kidding. Knees and ankles, maybe a hip. Matteo, have a nice walk and good luck with your I'm sorry, I apologize, your cane corso, your dog. Do you have a collar like Meg has? Because that really helps a lot. As small as she is incredibly strong. She's all muscle. I learned that when I took my first dog to puppy school as a tool for helping dogs that are super strong. Yeah, asphalt and concrete is the worst. We used to do trail running mostly. There was only one race that I ran in Alaska, the Gold Discovery race, that you were on quite a bit of cement at the end, asphalt cement. And that was always really hard on your feet. But thankfully, most of the running I did over my lifetime was on trails. Most of it. It's a good thing, right? I'd have more problems. I'm happy to say that I stopped in time to be able to walk and feel good, not be suffering too much. Some people really suffer when they're extreme runners. Some of the guys that I knew, hips and stuff like that, right? Anyway, it's great for your heart. It's great for your fitness level. It definitely takes the stress down. I think it's the only way I got through a 27-year career at a university, right? Working in administration, business offices mostly. Definitely a great stress release. Yeah, mountains are hard too. We used to run up hills to get our cardio in shape for running at higher elevation and up steep inclines. The Equinox Marathon goes up around 3,000 feet in elevation, and I could never actually run the steeper parts. I had a really funny way of kind of making myself glide up those steep terrains. It was like a fast walk, but I would stay really low to the ground. It sounds kind of weird. I'm sure it looked weird too, but that was my technique. There were some of the runners that we ran with, though, that actually could run up that, which was amazing. Those people were the people that could run in the top 200 in the Boston Marathon. I actually had a few of those people in Alaska, but running is a wonderful journey on whatever level you do it at. You probably got to be careful if you have too much extra weight on your body, because that puts G-forces on your joints, right? But it definitely will get you in shape. I was in the best shape of my life. When I was able to run. I stay in pretty good shape though, but I definitely have to lift weights along with daily walking. And when we go to the gym, I do the bike a little bit. And sometimes if my husband is still exercising, I'll go walk on the treadmill too, just to get a little more. Well, that's good. That'll help you a lot. It takes time to build strength up. I actually think it's easier for a heavier person to build muscle than it is for a really slim person. But if you had to choose between being heavy and really slim, I'd pick the really slim and just do the best I could, right? Probably protein to help you build muscle. Bike riding is fun. I used to bike ride a lot. We have bikes. It's so hot here most of the time. We don't really do too much of that. We used to like bike ride to breakfast. But I used to bike ride a lot when I was young. I really have only rode the bike once or twice since having my daughter. When I had my daughter, I felt like I needed to have access to a car in case there was ever a reason to need to go get her or anything like that. Well, good job, Will. There's a lot of eating lifestyles that can help with that. I tend a little more vegan or vegetarian, but I've done both healthy keto and vegan, like strict vegan. I've done all of it, and they all work if you stick with it. I was having to talk about this with my husband this morning because he was telling me about this carnivore style diet that he heard of that included probiotic sauerkraut, stuff like that, fermented vegetables when you ate the meat. And I said, that's all good, that'll probably work, but you just have to stay within the food groups, right? So if you do keto, don't be eating donuts and bread, really. You know, sweet potato, half a sweet potato works, apples work. But, and if you're doing vegan, don't be eating a whole bunch of meat, right? I guess that makes sense. For my body, if I cross those food groups together, it wrecks it, it doesn't work. So what I do, I feel like it would be really bad for my health if I was a heavy meat eater for reasons I won't go into. But you can really do a lot for your metabolic health by doing either vegan or keto if you stick to the food groups. But beans are a great source of protein. And I don't do soy. I like black beans, chickpeas, pinto beans, eat a lot of those. I'm one of those slim people that can get really high cholesterol, even if I'm slim, right? Even if I eat healthy. So I have found either doing healthy keto or doing vegan and vegetarian to be the most effective way to keep all that in check. Oh, I know what I was going to say about the meat. The one thing about giving up food groups, if you totally give the food group up, your body stops producing digestive enzymes to digest it. And so I do, especially living here as often as people visit us, I'll have meat on those special occasions when we have guests in town. And usually I'll actually take a digestive enzyme when I do that because I find that since I don't eat a lot of meat, my body doesn't digest it really well. I mean, I can eat it, I like it, but that's just one pointer. So if you give up cheese, your body will stop digesting cheese. I hope that makes sense. But I definitely do better, a little more vegan, vegetarian. I try to have a few eggs a week because I just feel like there's so many health benefits to eggs that I don't want to exclude them from my diet. Protein is the hardest thing if you're eating more of a vegan lifestyle, but again, beans are a great way to get it. Lentils specifically have the most protein per cup. It's like 18 grams of protein per cup compared to some of the other beans. And then also you can combine that with like quinoa or rice. Quinoa actually is a perfect vegan protein. If you have beans and rice together, that makes a perfect vegan protein as well. So I like my lentils best when they're well cooked, and they're actually like several kinds. Red, green, brown. I like them well cooked. I tend to like them with curry, but also you can just add them into a stew and they kind of take up the flavor of what's in the stew. But I feel like they mix in better if they're well cooked. But the red lentils actually are softer and they get a little mushier faster if you're looking for something to cook more quickly. And not be too hard, right? I mean, that could be a matter of preference. You could actually make a really cool flatbread using red lentils. You just let the lentils soak. I can't remember if it's like 4 hours or overnight. And then you pray them in a blender. And you can add a little baking powder and salt or baking soda. And just pour them out kind of like you would pancakes, but thin. And you can use that as a flatbread if you want a high protein, no carb flatbread. Now, granted, now that I'm doing vegan and vegetarian, I don't really worry about the carbs so much, but I just make sure they're healthy carbs, right? Broccoli, green beans, and strawberries are wonderful. My strawberry attempt at growing strawberries in the grow room failed. I just planted some green beans. You can grow green beans here, but it has to be very early in the season or late in the season. It's very hard to time. And most of the time I get like little florets on my broccolis. I've never gotten a head of broccoli living here in this heat, but even the foliage on broccoli is really good for you. Cauliflower does really good here most of the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I definitely will try growing cauliflower here. I've grown the most beautiful cauliflower over winter I've ever grown. They say peas have a lot of protein in them too. Cauliflower is pretty versatile. You can put a chili sauce on it and grill it. It's pretty flavorful. Put it in soups. You can substitute it for rice if you're making like a big tostada and you want to have filler in it, right? Probably my favorite vegan dish to make, other than soups, is a vegan tortilla. Or basically, I have these Pampered Chef ceramic bakers that you can put a shell in, and you don't have to use oil at all. It'll actually get hard and crispy, just like you had a deep fried shell at one of the taco shops. And then I just fill it with rice, beans, maybe cauliflower. You could use spaghetti squash too. That would work. Just seasoned, right? And then guacamole, tomatoes, bell peppers, and lettuce on top. A little salsa. One of my very favorite meals. Oh, I love butternut squash. Do you make soup with it, or do you just bake it? And how do you make yours? Last year I managed to get a couple of baby butternut squashes to grow, and they were so good. They were little. I air fried them. I cut them in half and air fried them, and sprayed a little olive oil and salt and pepper inside of them. And we actually ate the whole thing, skin and all. It was kind of like having a thick, big potato chip. They cooked really fast, but it was good. It was a great snack. I wish I could grow more. I'm pretty sure I planted some seeds for it, but I seem to be having a weird squash year. So far, I've only gotten one spaghetti squash, which is really unusual. Oh, you bake it in the oven. That would be good too. Now, do you eat butter? Or what do you put on yours? I know I like butter on my sweet potatoes. I know that's not vegan or vegetarian, but coconut oil, olive oil. The air fryer is pretty awesome. You can do a lot of cool things with air fryers. You just have to make sure you don't overcook it. It's easy to end up having stuff get a little too cooked. I have better success using the air fryer on my oven than I do our little countertop one, but depending on what I'm doing, I use either one. I did the little baby butternut squash in the countertop air fryer, and they turned out really awesome that way. Oh, there's our little hop along. We have a quail that's got a bad foot, and it's actually been doing well for at least the 4 years that I've seen it, assuming it's not another one. It actually had chicks in our yard last year. It's always nice to see. Oh, olive oil. Okay. Olive oil is awesome. We use a lot of olive oil. The other cool thing in our yard this year is, even though the quail ate the basil we planted initially, the Tractor Supply, the Tractor Supply wildflower mix, that had a lot of basil and it had purslane in it, which was wonderful. So I put that out, and the basil grew up in disguise amongst the wildflowers and the quail didn't get it. And so now I'm pureeing it with olive oil and freezing it for future pesto making. Do you like pesto? Definitely love pesto. What's cool is there's so many different kinds of basil too. That sounds delicious. So do you eat cheese, Will, on your bruschetta? I guess you wouldn't have, actually you wouldn't have to have cheese on bruschetta. I'm confusing that with caprese salad. This is going to be a perfect day. It's pleasant, but the sun isn't direct, which is wonderful. That is like for the best day. Because I have sunglasses on even in this. Well, it's a beautiful day. Will, Dancing Audrey, Mateo, thank you so much for coming back to the channel and spending time with me and Meg on our walk today. I hope you all have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. Thank you. Have a great day.